you would know if you did your homework last week.
Oh, car-handed.
Welcome back to another episode of Lower Your Voice. She didn't do her homework. I don't know how to edit the podcast. We just talked for a good 20 minutes and realized that nothing was recording. So here we are, back at it again. We are going to get this podcast done. And not by Thursday because...
we're switching it to Friday!
Because we're doing way too much and we don't have enough
exactly
time.
what just happened. Y'all, you said 20 minutes. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say we recorded for at least 45 minutes.
Yeah, it was a while.
We recorded, we laughed, we cried, we confessed our deepest, darkest secrets, only to find out that we weren't recording.
Oopsies. Well, anyway, you live and you learn, and we're just going to jump right back into it,
Yeah.
So
I didn't do my homework. I didn't watch Avatar.
Yes.
And I didn't watch Fantasia. But I did start The Sopranos.
There you go. Sopranos is a great show. See, when we talked last week about movies that people need to watch, Sopranos is one of those series. That people need to watch.
Yes.
Once you get past the first episode, which for me was always like a little slow, and you start to get into the storyline with the families and this and that, it's really good.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm in it.
How fast are you guys breezing through it?
We started it yesterday, and we're on like episode 5.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's an easy watch. You'll have a great time.
It's been good. Brian had an emergency appendectomy.
Yes. So sorry to hear.
So we've been chilling on the couch, and it's been an easy, and I can kind of be on my phone.
Yeah.
Watch it, and it's good.
So speaking of things to watch, I know you and I talked about the fact that we had to watch a Bob Ross documentary on Netflix because it was trending.
Yes.
What were your thoughts on it?
So it wasn't as shocker as people were hyping it up to be, and I thought it was going to be. But it was very interesting that, first of all, this woman and her husband are completely running this scam.
Yeah, stole his name.
Stole his name. And he had an affair. Bob Ross had an affair.
It's crazy, right?
And I didn't know his wife died of cancer. That's really
pretty sad. So I would agree with you. I thought it was going to be way more exciting, even though I don't know why I thought that, because the Bob Ross show was never that exciting.
Well, that's what I'm they're making a documentary about it, so it must be that he was this sex craze.
Oh, I was waiting for a hidden murder, crazy stuff, but that didn't happen. And
honestly, he was an a-hole and would throw things.
Yeah,
and people were
stab somebody with a paintbrush.
Yeah. Happy little trees, but I buried you under. I'm going to bury you under this happy little tree.
None of that
But
happened.
Everyone was just like how he was on TV is how he was in real life, except would have affairs. And I'm like, what?
So, yeah, and honestly, I feel like just listening to his voice being so monotone the entire time left me in this, place of just being so relaxed that, I wasn't getting excited and worked up. So, ladies and gentlemen, our review on it would be, take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it. I definitely fell asleep.
It's probably, a good lullaby.
It was.
Yeah.
It was, but I watched most of it, okay? Mm-hmm. I fell asleep, and there was only maybe 10 minutes left. So I got the gist.
Yeah.
I got most of it. But I think it's a take it or leave it. I think there's other much better documentaries out there. Everyone loves Bob Ross and whatever, but I wish there was murder.
Mm-hmm.
I wish there was a secret life.
Yeah.
And I wish there was some erratic behavior.
Right.
And there was none of that.
Yeah, it's a shame. So let's talk about what else we're watching right now. So we're both watching American Horror Stories, trying to catch up, although yes. I realized that I actually had watched Apocalypse.
Yeah, so I'm watching Apocalypse now. It's good. I thought the beginning is way better than how it's ending.
The first episode sucks you in. Yeah.
It hooks you. And I would even say the first 3 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's starting to get a little rough. And this season is when they tie in all of the other seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't watched it in so long that I'm forgetting what happened and what these characters. And they're bringing in what I used to love about the show of using the same actors as different characters is now confusing me because they're using the same actors as different characters in the same season now.
Yeah, you really got to be on top of the facts because it can get really, really confusing.
I like a show that I can be on my phone at the same time, and that's not one of them.
So what's going on in the news this week?
So to piggyback off of what we were talking about last week with OnlyFans, because we had lots of opinions about that.
Oh, yes.
And I think it was because of us. I think that because of this podcast, OnlyFans has taken back the ban of the inappropriate photos and videos. And I think we single-handedly did that. So congratulations. And you're welcome, sex workers.
Yeah, you got your job back.
You got your job back.
So we were able to debunk the confusion from last week that it is illegal to film porn in all states. There's only certain states that you're allowed to film porn in. You can watch it at a certain age wherever it's hosted, but you can't actually film it because then it's considered sex work, which is why also in Vegas they're allowed to have the brothels.
Yes.
Because prostitution is legal there.
Yes.
That's like prostitutes' motherland.
So we can officially say that you can come to Lower Your Voice for the facts. It's going to be a week late.
We might have to check some things, but
you're going to get the facts.
You'll get the facts eventually, right?
Did you hear about the baby from the album cover of Nirvana?
Yes, I did. So ridiculous. Okay. This album cover is iconic, right? It's from 30 years ago. This baby, who's now a grown-ass man, jump-started his career in life because of this album. That is all he is known for. He gets hired to reenact the album cover.
Yeah.
You were telling me. Yeah. He has it tattooed on his chest.
Yeah. He has Nevermind tattooed across his chest.
And now he wants to sue for child pornography.
How I see it is like, no one's going to recognize you as a baby 30 years later.
Right.
Right? Like, you're not going to look at my, like, if I go missing, you're not going to put up my baby picture and be like, she looks like this.
Right.
So he could have gone away in hiding or gone on with his life, and that would have been the end of it.
Nobody would have known.
But he did. He came out as appearances. He reenacted the album cover. He would come out and talk about it. And so now he's offended. And he said that he didn't give his permission and it's child pornography. But I mean, at this point.
No, it's just so ridiculous. It sounds like a money grab if I ever heard one. And you know what? At the end of the day, everybody knows that that's what it is, which is why he's not getting any respect.
I don't think that this is going to go anywhere.
If he was complaining from day one in life, maybe this lawsuit would be understandable. But not after you've made hundreds of thousands of dollars, honey.
It's a little much. And I'm the first one to know. I'm not a victim shamer. I am all about hearing the stories and especially if someone is a victim, like listening to them.
Yeah.
But this just seems like
come to me with the facts. I'll listen.
This just seems like a far fetch, especially like, you know, if it was something that you were totally okay with and then all of a sudden you're not. And even if you weren't okay with it the whole time, if you felt that strongly about it, then you wouldn't be profiting off of it.
Right. Unbelievable, these people.
And I'm sure he got some kind of royalties from the album, right?
I'm sure. I mean,
I don't know for a fact.
Maybe his family did. I mean, his parents signed off the rights for his little dingling to be in the picture.
It's crazy.
It is so crazy.
There's a lot of music news. Kanye dropped Donda.
Donda. Yes.
That's pretty much the first song on the album.
So I've listened to a little bit of it. It's okay. I'm not like a big Kanye fan to begin with. He's a little too weird and wild for me.
Yeah. I like old Kanye. I'm not a fan of new Kanye, but I like old Kanye.
Yes. Old Kanye, through the wire, telling the story of his accident, rapping with his mouth wired shut. Amazing stuff. I guess he's always done things that were a little interesting and unique. So that's pretty cool. But
I liked 808 and Heartbreak, I think is the name of the album.
Yeah.
Or like See You in My Nightmare. I mean, he's an artist, right? He does amazing. He does an amazing job of grabbing attention.
Right.
That's for sure. I'm not sure if I'm gonna ride the Donda train.
Or the fact that he set himself on fire as a publicity stunt for it. Or the fact that he basically reenacted his wedding with his wife, who is getting divorced from him, as a publicity stunt for it.
Well, so she's going to keep the last name West legally. Mm-hmm. She's already started removing West from like her social media, but I mean, she has KKW Beauty.
Yeah.
So what are you going to be? KK Beauty?
Yeah.
That sounds way too much like KKK Beauty. I think that
she needs the W.
You need the W. She's going to keep her legal name as West because of her kids.
Yeah.
So that they can share the same last name. Kanye is apparently changing his name anyway, legally, to just be Ye.
Because Kanye was too long.
Too long. So, would you, let's say you had children and you get divorced, would you keep your last name?
So, as somebody currently going through the process of changing her last name and knowing how much of a pain in the ass it is, but then again, I'm not a celebrity, right? So, I'm sure she has people that can do this stuff for her.
Yeah.
But it's such a pain that there's no way in hell I would probably, like, go through the work of reversing
Just out of principle?
Yeah, I would just change, like, my Facebook name, you know?
That's what she's doing?
Change my IG handle. Call it a day.
Did you see the picture? So, like, there was never, like, a full-on front picture of Kim in the wedding dress. You remember that rumor a while ago with Jeffree Star that he was having an affair with Jeffree Star? Yeah. So, like, it's like the back is, like, you see the ponytail and it's supposed to be Kim, and then the front, it's, like, zoomed in and it's Jeffree Star but behind a white veil. I was like, that's genius.
That picture is, like, creepy, to be honest with you, with the veil. I don't like it. It reminds me of a ghost. Yeah.
You know, okay, so I'm all about whatever, causing a stir. You want to, you know, he said he was going to drop his album for months now. It was never happening. To this day, he says that his label dropped it before he wanted to.
Yeah.
He made this whole thing. There was, I don't know how many listening parties and I don't know how many concerts.
He lived in a stadium for, like, months.
Yeah. So but I didn't like, because we talked about cancel culture last pod, and I didn't like that, like, Lil Baby, which has a lot of homophobic slurs out there, and Marilyn Manson, who's currently being investigated. You know that Marilyn Manson is, like, yeah.
For what? What did he do?
For, like, a sexual abuse.
He's so scared.
Yeah, which I'm not surprised. The guy's a creep.
Yeah.
And Kanye had both of them come and perform. Like, he's currently being...
He's friends with them?
Apparently.
I don't like that. You know, we were just talking about Lil Nas before. Lil Nas and the sneakers, like, it's just too much.
Yeah.
And that's the same guy, just to confirm, that did the Old Town Road song, right?
Can you sing it?
Oh, we gonna take my horse to the Old Town Road. You're gonna ride till I can't no more. That one?
Yep. You know, well, okay, so we were talking about this because a while back ago, Lil Nas was trying to release these Nikes with his blood in the soles.
Yuck.
Nike did not approve this. So he goes to release these, like, they're Satan shoes, essentially. And Nike puts a squash on it, sues you, and people were pissed that, like, you're doing this. Tony Hawk now comes out and says, I'm releasing skateboards when the paint is infused with my DNA, which I guess includes blood.
The blood. Mm-hmm.
And people are like, well, Lil Nas couldn't do it. How come Tony Hawk can?
So I understand why they're saying that, but at the end of the day, the way Tony's going about it versus Lil Nas did that as an aftermarket type situation. Nike was not involved from the beginning. And
so they're going to sue you.
It's full-blown satanic. They got 666s on them, a pentagram. Like, it's very scary stuff, right? Where Tony Hawk is dealing with the manufacturers from the jump, infusing his DNA into the skateboards. And also with skateboards, like, you get hurt, you fall, like, skateboarders bleed. So I feel like maybe there's probably more of like a symbolism going on when it comes to, like, the christening or breaking in your skateboard. Like, you're gonna fall off of it and bleed a little bit. So, like, now Tony's DNA is on there.
Not straight up, like, blood in a shoe. If someone tries to, like, get that blood out.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It gives me weird. And Lil Nas gives me weird vibes. I think that it was a cute shtick when he first came out. And
it's just sad. There's so many little kids that love that song. My nephew was obsessed with that song. And having a young fan base and then doing stuff like that.
What do these celebrities say, right? They come out and they're like, well, I didn't sign up to be a hero or a mentor or a role model.
Right.
But, like, you kind of are.
Right.
Or you kind of did. Like, you can't select who your fans are. You can't be like, sorry, I only want to tailor to, like, adults who worship Satan.
Right, or just be upfront about it. Or at the end of the day, he's admitting that he's a Satanist now, and people can make the decision to go their separate ways and not like him anymore.
I think that if he would have gone about it by making his own shoe, then sure, this wouldn't have been an issue. But the problem was that you got Nike involved, and you were essentially, it's like a copyright issue.
Right. Yeah, not cool. I see here on your notes that you have something about Monica Lewinsky. What's going on with that hoe? So,
I came across an article. What's up with that hoe? Wait a minute. She hired a therapist to watch the documentary in order for her to process the re-traumatizing scenes retelling her affair with Bill Clinton.
Oh my goodness. Why would you even watch it at that point?
Why would you even watch it? And two, it is kind of messed up.
Yeah.
That she was made to be the villain. An affair is an affair is an affair, and it's gross and disgusting in all.
Right.
But, like, I kind of feel like Bill Clinton walked away with that a little bit scot-free.
Yeah.
Scot-free? Is that the thing?
Scot-free? Scotch-free? Scotch-free. It's Scott.
Scot-free?
Not Ben.
Came on it looking like a dang hero.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't lose his wife.
No.
I mean, he did lose his job. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. I did have sexual relations with that woman. Yeah, he lost his job. He got, what's the word?
He got impeached?
Impeached? He got implumbed? Yeah, one of those. He got impeached.
Oh, he did. He got impeached in 1999. I'm sorry. I don't know the facts. Listen, I corrected it right away.
Well, maybe you need to watch American Crime Story. You watched it?
I watched it.
What is it on? I need to watch this.
It was, I think it was with, like, Barbara Walters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Bill Clinton's part of that whole gang of, you know, sketchy sexual predator men.
Monica Lewinsky was a producer on this documentary. So
okay, bitch.
It,
no.
And then you had to have a therapist watch through it with you?
That sounds like a publicity stunt to me. You don't produce something if you're traumatized by it. To the fact that you have to hire a therapist to watch it with you or help you process it. That's just some crazy shit.
Yeah, she says she's declined to be involved in the fictional retellings of the events until now. Oh my gosh. The creator of American Crime Story, Ryan Murphy, who does American Horror Story, recently revealed that he decided against pursuing the series unless Monica was involved, and eventually managed to convince her to be a producer by vowing to retell the story from the perspective of the women involved. Monica, Linda Tripp, and Paula Jones. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so I watched American Crime Story. They did one for the OJ trial.
Yes. And they did the Versace one.
And they did the Versace one.
I watched both of those. I wasn't aware that this was the same thing.
I thought that, because there was another documentary that I watched. So Ryan Murphy, who's awesome, is going to do the American Crime Story and do it on this.
Donda.
Sorry.
Donda.
I just had to hear it one last time. All right, so continue. What were you saying?
Who's the Hollywood Reporter? Oh, Beanie Feldstein.
What a name, Feldstein.
You know that she's Jonah Hill's sister.
Huh.
Yeah.
Jonah Hill's looking like a snack lately. I'm so proud of him. So proud of him. Shout out Jonah Hill for losing all that weight. You're killing it in life. Although I have to say, that show he did on Netflix with what's-her-face, the Scarlet Letter chick, Emma Stone, terrible. Did you see it?
No.
Oh my God. You see the two names, Emma Stone, Jonah Hill, in a show. You get stoked, right? You're like, this is going to be amazing. I don't remember what it's called. You're going to have to Google it. It was so bad. It was so bad. I don't think it got renewed for a second season. It was that bad.
Yeah, no, I never even watched it. I also have to take back that it's not that she watched a therapist to watch this documentary. She hired a therapist to sit alongside her on Zoom to help her process her emotions while she watched the show and made production notes. But I think I kind of get that because she was made out to be, you called her a hoe when I brought her up.
That's the name that she has.
Yeah.
On the streets color the hoe of the White House.
Yeah.
Also, that show on Netflix with Jonah Hill and Emma Stone was called Maniac.
Never watched it.
Not worth your time. Don't worry about it. It came out a couple years ago. The second season never came out.
All right, so now I'm kind of excited about this.
So it's something that they're doing right now. It hasn't actually aired yet. Okay, so you were making up stories before when you said that you had.
I read a headline and just went off of that, and now I'm actually reading the article while we're live on the podcast. Real journalism.
Well, regardless of how it goes down, I guess when we watch it, we'll be able to determine if it's good or not. So I'm excited. The American Crime Story series has been very good thus far. Yeah. I ate up that O.J. Simpson trial with Sarah Paulson.
Yeah,
she did a great job.
Yeah, she's in all the American Horror Stories.
And the other one, the Versace one, was crazy.
Versace one was great.
Loved it.
All right, so I'm excited, but this isn't going to be like gory or anything like that.
No, it's just going to be nasty because they did nasty things. Having relations with that woman.
She's aging really well. She looks
great. Is she?
Yeah, look at her picture.
Good for you, Monica. She was much younger than him anyway.
But that's also people in power, right? Like, people in power.
Well, I just thought I thought he would look better drinking all the adrenochrome.
Obviously, it's not working.
Yeah, guys, stop eating little children. It ain't working.
It ain't working.
So I got some questions from the interweb. We got so many questions.
Okay, so we did a poll. You guys, everybody has been asking us. And so we asked if you guys wanted to ask us some questions, what you would want them, like what questions you had for us.
Questions or just topics to talk about. So we decided that, every once in a while, if we put the poll out there, maybe we'd make time to answer like two of them. So one of the topics that was brought up was snoring. How do we deal with our men snoring? How do we live with men that snore?
Does Jeff snore?
So Jeff snores from time to time. And whenever I'm a light sleeper. So as soon as he starts snoring, I wake up. So I have this trick where I pull the covers like really hard and aggressively to shake his whole body to wake him up. And if that doesn't work, I full-blown kick or punch him. There's no more technique. Full-blown abuse.
Yeah, it's one extreme.
Yes. And, it works. Usually it's like when he lays in a certain position, it starts. But it's awful. Like sometimes it's so loud. I'm like, how does it not wake you up?
Yeah.
And what even is snoring?
Well, it's because you can't,
is it you can't breathe?
Yeah. There's a problem with your breathing and like how you, like if your throat is positioned a certain way. I don't have much room to talk because I've been told I snore.
You're a snorer.
I refuse to believe it. And I don't think it's true, even though I've heard the audio.
You've heard audio.
I don't think it's me. That's just me. But I know that I have to sleep with one pillow and flat because if I have two pillows and my head is too high up, I'm gonna snore. If Brian's on his back, he's gonna snore. Yeah. But if he's on his side, he won't.
The back is like the notorious snoring position.
So just push him.
Yeah.
But he'll wake himself up if he snores.
If he snores too loud, he wakes up? Mm-hmm. Well, at least he's self-conscious about it.
And I sleep through anything.
Lord, I wish I
slept.
did.
Do you know how many when we lived in California, how many earthquakes I slept through?
Really?
Yeah. I'll be fine.
So what question did you get asked?
I have a couple. So I have a would you rather, and then...
well, let's save the would you rathers.
Yeah, we'll save the would you rathers. I had somebody message us.
Okay.
Do you wish you could still be friends with one of your exes?
Ooh, that's a great one. Love that.
No.
Keep them in the past.
Keep them in the past.
So there's not one boyfriend that you had that maybe, like, you were amicable with, or there was just a lot of history there, you have a mutual respect for one another, that maybe you would like to be friends at all?
I mean, I think I'm
friendly.
Yeah, I think I have, like, I think there's people that I've dated that I'm, like, acquaintances with.
Yeah.
And we're, like, fine. But somebody that I, like, want to be really close friends with.
Yeah. So I guess it's relative on the close friends topic. Yeah. So, for example, my, like, first real boyfriend, like, my first love, you know, we were together for a long time. We went through a lot. We grew up together. You know what I mean? Yeah. And even though it didn't work out, we still have, like, a very good mutual respect for each other. And, like, he supports my stuff on social media. I support his stuff on social media. And, like, because we were so close, although we live in different states, I would be lying if I said I didn't think about it from time to time. Like, I would love to go get a cup of coffee with him. But, like, also have his girlfriend go, too. You know what I mean? Like, I would totally be okay with that just because we were very good friends. Like, we learned so much about, like, life, being each other's first loves. But I feel like that's just a very unique circumstance. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because that's a lot of my other boyfriends, I got no interest in being friends with. It just happened to be that one individual.
Yeah. No, there's nobody. And I think because I wasn't great at picking them.
That usually helps.
It took a year of therapy for me to pick the right one. But I think that there's a reason why we aren't together. Right. Mm-hmm. And there's no, like, if you did that to somebody that you loved or that you claimed that you loved, why would I want you as a friend?
Right. I think it depends. I think it depends on the reasoning of why you broke up, for sure.
I don't think I've ever had, like, a real adult, amicable breakup of, like, hey, let's part ways and, you know, keep in touch.
Yeah. All right. So we are really excited. We want to start playing games.
Yes.
And we have some great games.
Yeah, and we'll get more of these. We're excited about it, and we'll kind of cover, like, one or two. If you guys ever want, we have a couple, people asking for advice, and just keep submitting them. Message either us on Instagram or Facebook.
Shoot us a text. Who cares?
Yeah, everyone who's listening knows us.
Send me a pigeon. It's fine.
Everyone who's listening right now knows us, so you can literally text me with your advice or with your
We're all for it. We'll give you our opinions. Yeah. So this game segment that we want to start doing is called Would You Rather? Yeah. So, Jen, would you rather clog up a toilet on your first date or first day on the job?
First of all, if you've been listening at all, you know that I can't clog up the toilet because I never go to the bathroom.
Poop issues.
I think, because if we do it first day on the job, can I blame it on somebody else?
No, I think it's obvious.
It's a one toilet stall, and there's a line waiting.
Yeah, it's like carrying the scarlet letter of poop, the pee.
I think I'm going to do first date because if you want me at my best, you have to accept me at my worst, and my worst is clogging up a toilet. I'll unclog it and I'll clean it, but you need to know that happened. And if we can get through that, we can get through anything.
I feel like I would agree with you because at the end of the day, there's plenty of fish in the sea, but when it comes to messing with my money, I don't know if I would be okay with.
You think you would get fired if you clogged the toilet?
I'm not saying that, but you're going to be known as the person who clogged up the shitter for every day. Actually, you know what? Maybe I take that back. Have you ever found yourself in, like, the awkward situation? Well, I guess not because you don't poop, like,
I can't
ever.
in public.
But I was going to say, like, where you use a bathroom and it doesn't smell very nice and there's, like, no spray or anything and then somebody walks in right after you.
I'm sure it's happened to me before, but I've been the person to walk in after.
But what if the guy on the first date is the guy?
Then he should love me no matter what.
I guess you're right.
then he should. That's what I've learned. I can't tiptoe around my flaws anymore.
Girl, I'm still hiding poop, and it's been 7 years.
No, I mean I'm not hiding. I know I'm not going right now, but I'm saying it's a would you rather moment. Mm-hmm. That's when I have to say
you're going first date.
You're going first date because if you can accept me through that, then you can accept me through anything.
I'm telling you right now, if I clogged up the toilet on my first date with Jeff, we would not be married today. 100%.
I want to ask him that.
We should ask him that. He'll be home soon enough, and we can ask him in person.
Okay, I want to ask him.
And then we'll relay the message on next week's podcast.
Okay, I have one for you.
Okay.
Would you rather that you have to say whatever's on your mind at that exact moment? You have no filter. You have to say it at that exact moment. Or you sneeze every minute. On the minute.
I'm saying what's on my mind, whatever that is, because I do that anyway.
No, but this is like literally like if you're walking down the street and you just see some girl's outfit, you're like, ugh, that outfit.
Yeah, I think I'm still going to... I still think I'm going to go with that. I mean, how long are we sneezing for?
Both are for a year.
Both? Oh, hell no. I'm saying whatever I want. Sneezing is exhausting. Did you know that you close your eyes?
No friends.
You know, at least I'm
still going to be there because it's going to be hilarious.
At least I can drive. You can't see when you sneeze. Your eyes close. And if you try to keep your eyes open, they'll pop out of your head.
Is that true?
It is true. There's a woman, Guinness Book of World Records, with like the biggest eyes, and her eyes can pop out of their socket. And I think
it was from sneezing.
It started from sneezing. I could be making that up. But yeah.
All right. Okay. So I have one more. Would you rather?
Okay.
Would you rather have teeth for fingernails or fingernails for teeth?
Teeth for fingernails. They're stronger.
Yeah, right? Like
that's like a no-brainer. Can you imagine trying to eat with fingernails?
I know. I mean, either way, you're going to look gross.
Oh, you're going to look atrocious. Atrocious. But I think that's a gimme. That's a gimme.
Yeah.
Your teeth are way more important than your nails, even if it looks funny.
All right, submit the best would you rathers, and we'll answer them.
We'll keep on answering them for you. All right, so I have another one for you here. It's a scenario, right?
Okay.
And I need you, so I haven't shared it with you, because I need you to, like, impulsively answer truly.
Okay. All right.
Not like the fake number for a fart in a jar that you came up with.
$1 million.
You're on a first date with someone, and they tell you the name of their favorite show. You immediately leave. What's the show?
It's their favorite show, and I immediately leave.
Yeah. You're like, oh, hell no, I'm out. So we'll help you if I say my answer? Although I'm having a brain fart about what the name of the show is.
If he watches, like, C-SPAN.
What is that?
Like, that C-SPAN is like that new, it's like news, but it's like inside, like, town hall meetings and, like, or inside, like, the Senate and Congress and all of that.
So, like, a political show?
It's political, but it's just like boring news, and they literally just have they have a camera set up in those rooms, and it's talking about like the discussions and stuff like that.
It must be really boring because I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
Okay, tell me yours while I'll get at the exact explanation.
I read this, and my answer immediately popped in my head. That's how much I despise this show. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
The Big Bang Theory.
I was
hate that show. Nothing is funny about it.
I don't like. It's not my favorite show, but your eyes are huge right now.
It makes my ears bleed when I hear it on television. I cannot change the channel fast enough.
I always watch it on like airplanes because it makes the time go by. So C-SPAN is like Senate impeachment trials, Congress hearings. Congressional Chronicles.
This is like a real show?
Electoral. It's a whole channel.
Oh, but that's not a show. You gotta choose a show.
One show?
One show. A show. Favorite show. So, we'll come back to you then.
Yeah, because I don't know if I hate
So there's
there's
an article here about the 50 top worst shows to ever hit the silver screen.
Mm-hmm. Okay, maybe I can pick
50 worst. There's an article here about the 50 worst TV shows in modern history. But I think the problem with this is that they're so bad. I don't even know these shows because they probably didn't last that long. Big Brother's on here. Okay, I've never watched it.
You know what? That would be mine, Big Brother.
Really? So you have watched it?
No, but I never understood the concept of just watching people live in a house.
Yeah, it's so stupid. I actually know a bunch of people that I don't know people that were on that show, but I know people that were offered to be on that show. Apparently you have to do Big Brother in order to be considered for Survivor. I could be making that up. What other shows are on here that...
I got it.
You got it?
I got it.
What is it?
If the man that I'm on a date with says that he watches The Bachelor or Bachelorette.
Ooh.
I'm out.
Have you ever watched a season of The Bachelor or Bachelorette?
No.
Not once?
No.
Not one time?
No.
So how do you know you don't like it?
Because these girls and guys are all upset crying. Why am I going to fight for somebody who's macking on all of these other different women and I have to fight for your attention and then I'm going to cry all the time?
So let me ask you this. Are you not a fan of dating shows in general? Do you think?
I love Love After Lockup.
Yeah, but that's not like a dating competition.
No, I'm not into dating competitions because I don't feel that you need to compete.
Did you know that there was a dating competition for somebody marrying Prince Harry called I Want to Marry Harry in 2014?
Sounds familiar.
Didn't even know it existed. This list is top 50. I'm so bored just scrolling through it. I'm just trying to find some relevant names.
The thought of Bachelor or The Bachelorette or Bachelor in Paradise or Love Island, all of it just makes me feel like it pushes women 50 years back.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's all fake anyway. None of it's real.
There are still couples that I guess are still together, but it's just weird.
You're going into a relationship knowing that person is making out with 20 people.
Thousands of, yeah.
I'm not into it. I would be insanely jealous. I would wind up being one of the girls fighting in the house. Pulling hair and shit, get kicked off.
I didn't win this season, so now I'm going to be the Bachelorette, and now I get to mac on 50 dudes who are literally just there to be famous. Do you think anybody goes on these shows this is it? I'm going to find true love. I did like Love is Blind.
You liked it?
I did.
I didn't like it.
I liked Love is Blind.
Jessica was the bane of my existence during quarantine. Messica. Did you watch the reunion?
Yeah, it was stupid.
It was really stupid. They said it wasn't scripted, but it was totally scripted. It was not good.
It was so stupid.
So I actually know somebody who applied to be on The Bachelor, and I've done a little bit of research because of that person, and I was just curious. They have to go through the craziest application process in order to be considered to be on that show.
Yeah, and don't you have to have a certain number of Instagram followers? And
yeah, I'm sure. So aside from that, they have to go through this psychological testing. They have to be able to take off of work for all that time. They have to supply themselves for their own room and board. It's a huge risk being on that show. But the reward is, at the end of the day, it's not even about the love. It's about the fame that comes after the fact and the endorsements and things of that nature. So we're out of time. So what do you want to do? How do we want to end it?
All right. So now that we've done this podcast twice today, I think we're good. Guys, just a reminder, we are now releasing on Fridays. Mark your calendars. And, I think that's it. I think that's all we have.
Yeah, it's time for a close. I'm over it. She's over it.
I'm over it.
I got to pack for a trip. I'm going to be in a wedding this weekend, and there's just a lot to do.
I know.
We're busy bees.
I got to go take care of my mans.
Yeah. Well, everyone, I really hope you enjoyed. Well, everyone.
Can we keep that in?
I hope you enjoyed the games that we played today. They were really fun, and we're going to have some more. And like Jen said, if you have any questions that you want answered or you have some really juicy would you rathers for us to debate, send us a DM. Over. Yes, send it on over.
Send it over. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Lower Your Voice Pod. Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.